still can't sail, but very soon this will be for real.
Welcome to Chatoza in Venice. We are still locked down, so this is another episode with a difference.
Yeah, it's a bit of a reflective look there. This at 5 years now of living on board. We're coming up to our third year now of doing the channel and a year of COVID restrictions.
So lots to talk about then. This is our the good, the bad and the we can't quite decide episode. I hope you like the film.
Number one is the sailing. It sounds obvious, but I had done very little sailing before we bought Fair Isle, so I really didn't know if I'd like it at all, never mind full time.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost.
After 5 years, I can safely say I love it. We tend to go very slowly, so it's relaxing. And the aim has always been to find warmer weather, so I like that too. Steve has sailed all his life, so trimming the sails and generally making sure we head in the right direction tends to be his department. But it is amazing how much you learn just living on board. Of course, there are times we go faster. Arriving in Gibraltar was one of our best sails.
8 knots we're sailing now through the Straits of Gibraltar. It is the best sailing day ever. Over there is Spain, wonderful. But over here, that's Africa. Amazing.
Okay, it's sometimes a bit more than the wind through your hair, but when it's a warm wind, even getting a bit wet is fine. Number 2, sightseeing. We've been lucky enough to sail down the west coast of Portugal and Spain. The cathedral is dedicated to the Apostle St James and is a popular pilgrimage destination for Catholics. Okay, so this is probably for the tourists, but they're good, aren't they? You don't get buskers like this very often. Sailing in the Med isn't part of your bucket list, I suggest you think again. It's not just the history and the culture, it's the people and the way of life and the connection all these countries have to the sea and, of course, the beaches.
And we have our nice morning walk. It's perfect time. It gets reasonably busy here later, but at the moment got the place to ourselves. One of the beauties of having a boat, you're already here, aren't you? The holiday makers have to travel here. I mean, I think a lot of them actually come in from Ibiza on the ferries. There's a sort of ferry service across, so you know, it's a lovely place to be, but I don't think there's a lot of hotels and accommodation here, so you know, people just come for the day, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
By the time we got to Italy and Croatia, we were sold. We would love to spend more time here, and luckily we will. One of the good things about travelling north to Venice is that we have a chance to travel back down again. But I think this is a sight we will only see once. Sword fishing in the Strait of Messina. A tradition and a spectacle. Number 3 is wildlife. Dolphins are always exciting and always beautiful to watch. We even saw dolphins in action, rounding up sardines off the Portuguese coast. And these are the resident seals who live in Newtown Creek off the Isle of Wight. They are pretty used to boats and paddleboards in their anchorage and are happy to come and play. Seagulls can be a little too playful. This one stole a camera. Not ours, thankfully. Number 4, swimming. Steve started early, even before we reached the warmer waters of the Med.
It's cold.
I took a little more time.
Get up.
Come on, dive.
Stop it. Done.
Yeah!
It is warm.
Cause I just wanna call my friends and see what they're doing tonight. It doesn't have to be so special. I try to be myself. You do the same and we'll be alright.
By the time we reached the Balearics, the clear warm water, the caves and some rather unusual fish, well, this is what summer sailing is all about.
So on the whole, it's been a really positive experience, hasn't it?
Yes, on the whole, with the good things, the things that we like, and the sailing in particular. I was surprised at how much I like that. I'd not done sailing before, and it's been really good, and I'm looking forward to learning more. Actually,
Yeah, people come up with horror stories about sort of being on board with just a couple, but we've actually really, on the whole, had a really good time. But we have got to get to the bad bits.
okay, it's not all plain sailing. Ha ha. Here we go.
The weather. It can take you by surprise. This wasn't a dangerous storm, except that the sheet rain made it impossible to see and, oh yes, the lightning. It all made a rather more entertaining day than planned, and this kind of freak storm is not unusual in Croatia. The other form of bad weather for sailors, and we've all been there, is when there's no wind at all.
Good morning, it is 5 a.m. We were up very early this morning. There's no wind, so it's going to take us about 12 hours, we think, to get to Lagos at this rate, doing about 6 knots. But we're on our way now, open sea. Let's hope at least the sun comes out.
You may think early start should be in the bad section, but actually I quite like them. You get to see the sunrise.
So what is wrong with it?
Engines definitely fall into our bad category because they have been trouble from the start. They die and are entirely responsible for getting ropes wrapped around other parts of your boat. So a good advert for finger births then.
Yeah, Mediterranean birds aren't the greatest, are they?
Crowded anchorages are another negative for us. We've had a couple of near misses with boats going bump in the night. But luckily, if you don't like your neighbours, you can just move. That's not the case, of course, if you live on land.
Look, new neighbors.
Wow.
What do we got?
Is that a fraternity?
Go to the darkness, bitches.
I think the frat broke into the car and stole all the airbags.
So weird.
Why would they just break in and steal the airbags?
I don't know. We should follow police.
Run out of water! We have a strange relationship with water because we don't yet have a water maker. When the tanks are full, we can shower. But there have been times, and I didn't anticipate this, when all I really want is a bath.
So we don't have a bath, but we do have the sea, which we can swim in every day.
I know, but I'm just thinking about when it's cold. When it's really cold to your bones, you just want to lie in a hot bath. And I didn't think I'd miss it, and I do.
That's why we're heading to the tropics.
Yeah, good. Okay, now the final section of this video are the things that we can't decide if they're good or bad. And I think the truth is they're both, like space.
We have space outside the boat, and we can get to quiet, beautiful places that only a boat can get to. But all that changes in bad weather. Then the boat becomes rather a small space, and during lockdown last year we were at anchor, unable to move for more than 3 months.
Seemed like a good idea at the time to leave them out.
We can talk to family and friends on Zoom, but nothing makes up for personal contacts.
Woo!
Which brings us to family. It's great when they can take a holiday and come out to visit.
Hey, Daddy.
But COVID restrictions and the cost of travel means it's not the same as living close by. So mixed feelings about missing the family. The upside, of course, is that we have made some fantastic new friends. Fellow sailors who we met sailing with Arc Portugal, and the many and growing number of liveaboards taking to boat life rather than living on land. It's a friendly and helpful community who, like us, are craving a simple lifestyle. Which brings me to food. It's lovely trying out different foods and tapping into the cuisine of the countries we visit.
So proper tapas, proper bar with meat hanging up and sherry. Love the sherry. And here we are. We're in Granada.
But dare I say, when in Venice, we missed the spices of a good Indian curry. The trick, maybe, is to keep moving, trying new foods in different countries, and when in Venice, appreciating the ice cream, which is fantastic.
Well, I'm hoping that food will soon move into the definitely good section of this video.
Well, it certainly will when we get to the Far East, but
Yeah.
spicy food, that's the only thing I'm craving at the moment. As much as Italian food is lovely, bit of spice, yeah, when we get to India. Maybe we go the other way. Let's go through the Suez Canal and get there quick.
Yeah, okay. The other thing we haven't spoken about, because it's difficult with pictures, is time. I mean, I think when I moved onto the boat, I was looking forward to having more time to get out of the rat race, if you like, and just sit and go slowly. But I think COVID has taught me that you can have a little bit too much time sometimes.
Well, it's been okay. You finished your PhD from the first lockdown. And actually, there's always something to do on the boat. There
Yeah.
is. I mean, especially a boat like this. There's always bits and pieces you can do. And, you know, in non-COVID times, obviously lots that you can explore. So, you know, you don't have to get bored being on a boat. There's just different things. And the travelling around itself means that it's different cultures, different people, different sites, different foods, all those things.
Yes, I think it is. Once everything lifts in Europe, it's not lifted yet, though, as you can tell. But when things do lift, I think it'll be better.
Yeah.
And we will be setting off soon. I know we keep saying that, but we really will.
But one of the beauties actually of living on a boat is that you can change your plans
Yeah.
in a way that sometimes when you're tied down to all sorts of things, you really can't do that. I mean, you know, just on the basic level, you go into a bay and it's noisy or whatever, you can go to another bay. You know, you can move your house, you can go where you want to go. And yeah, for us now, I mean, it's not a joke. You know, if we decided, okay, we're not going to go across the Atlantic, we go straight into the Indian Ocean, into the Pacific. You know, we could do that. You know, because you've got freedom, haven't you? You've got freedom
Yeah.
to sort of, do so much more. And actually, COVID sort of shows you that, where sometimes it can tie you down. You can find another way. Sometimes.
Yes. And
So-
I think people are finding different ways through.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
I think being on the boat makes that easier. You've got more options.
Okay. So thank you to our patrons, thank you to our subscribers, and thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.